Rev up your engines! All right, I admit it. I'm the biggest hypocrite on the planet. I went and bought a Land Rover, but it's not what you think. I didn't get rid of my Celica. I bought a Land Rover watch, believe it or not. This is a Land Rover Beach Runner. It's a limited production, and it's made from a piece of an actual Land Rover. And if you check the sign, it's Swiss made. It's not made by the English. It's just made from the piece of a roof of a Land Rover. It was a famous artist, and his Land Rover roof was starting to come apart. He needed a new one, so the company took the roof off, made the inside of the watch out of it, and sell them as unique collectible items. For those who can't afford a real Land Rover, you can get a Land Rover watch. In about 6 months now, it works great. It's a simple watch though. It doesn't have a battery. It's one of those self-winding jobs. You can wind it yourself, but as you walk around, it winds itself up. It's extremely quiet, even though it's mechanical. Unlike its transportation Land Rover cousin, it isn't broken yet. It works perfectly fine. Now, it's waterproof to 150 feet. Back in the olden days, I would have tried it out. I used to be a scuba diver. I'm too old now. My ears are too gone. It would destroy them if I went down 150 feet underwater scuba diving. So I didn't test that part out. I mean, I tested the swimming pool, but that's only 8 feet deep, so that doesn't prove much of anything, but it still worked, didn't hurt it. I do have to say it's practical because the strap is rubber. It's a very nice rubber. It's very comfortable, but you don't deal with the metal stuff with dirt and things getting in it. It's rubber, it's strong, and it's very comfortable. A lot of times those metal ones tend to pinch my hairs, but I gotta say, it's pretty comfortable watch. It looks cool too, and it's a great conversation starter. Oh, look at Scotty, what a hypocrite. He got a Land Rover. He says, yep, here it is. Now, since this is the first annual Scotty's Mechanic Fashion Show, things that I've tried out to see if they're good or not, you might notice something different. Check it out, I'm wearing blue jeans. I actually lost some weight recently, and I haven't worn blue jeans in decades, and now I'm really comfortable in these. This company, Mott & Bow, contacted me and said, gee, you know, could you do some advertising for our clothes? And I said, no, I don't do advertising for anybody. I said, but you want to send me a couple pairs of jeans and some t-shirts? What the heck, I'll try them out and see if I like them. Now, they're great for working in, especially if you're going out in the woods, cutting down trees, working on cars, and they're 100% cotton. Well, 99%. 1% is called elastane, whatever the heck that is. But they're great fitting jeans. I gotta say, they come in all different sizes too. You know, I wanted a 37. He said, no problem. They sent me a 37. Most places, you're never gonna find a 37. They'll say, we only got 36s, 38s. We don't have these lengths. They have all kinds of sizes, I gotta say. Now, granted, I'd never paid this kind of money for a pair of jeans. They're like 140 bucks or so. And the most I ever paid for a pair of jeans was like 25 bucks. Things cost more these days, but hey, it's real cotton. Not that flimsy crap. Of course, they come in different colors, but I want the traditional ones. You work on them, you get grease on them, you're not gonna see the crease that much. Now, the jeans say they're designed in New York and made in Honduras. They also sent me some t-shirts. I got one under here. And they're phenomenally comfortable. And they're made in Peru. They're 100% cotton. Nice t-shirts, nice jeans, I gotta say. This company makes pretty good stuff. I'm also wearing the next bit of clothing. These boots, check them out. They're phenomenal. They're custom made by a company called J.K. Boots in Spokane. You go online, you get a printout that you print out that shows you how to measure your calf, your legs, your toes, everything. And man, they custom made these things. They fit perfectly. They are excellent boots. Now, I believe the guy who runs it now, his grandfather started the business. They do a lot of logging out in Spokane, right? Well, they make sense. They make real logging boots that these are basically based on. Mine are actual work boots, not logging boots. As you can see, they have a mechanic's work sole, so they don't slip. This is a mechanic's fashion show after all. But if you're into logging, they got the real aggressive patterns so you don't slip when you're on the logs. It's a serious company that makes serious shoes. It's made in America. They're not cheap. There's no arguing that. You want quality boots. Hey, how many places can get actual handmade custom boots? Whatever size you want, they make them all. So whether you're an actual logger who's cutting down trees with them or a mechanic like me that's working on cars and on your feet all day long, and I gotta say, JK boots are extremely comfortable. I do not get tired standing working on cars all day. You don't have a tendency of tripping on small pieces because they're so flat. You hit a little stone, you don't have a big heel where you can flip and turn your ankle. And when I do go out in the woods of Tennessee, I don't have to worry about ticks. And I don't have to worry about rattlesnakes biting me either. They're not going to bite through that leather. It's thick leather. Yes, people still make serious, good products in America. You're going to pay for them, but hey, they still make them if you look around. Now you might have noticed I got a new denim jacket. It's just a run-of-the-mill Levi with some fake sheepskin lining. I gotta say, I love it. Now, of course, unlike the shoes that are made in America, you know, it says Levi's Style San Francisco, but if you look at the label, it was made in Bangladesh. But they did a good job. Good warm lining for the winter. Now, unfortunately, I'm getting it dirty already working on cars. I'm gonna have to clean it all the time, and this white isn't gonna be crystal, pristine white for all that much longer, but my old insulated jacket that I wore, I'll still be using for shooting at times. But it's starting to fray apart. I mean, it's so old. The thing is 40-something years old, and the sleeves are coming apart. You know, they're just cotton. Eventually, these will wear apart. I'll buy another one. But it was very inexpensive. I just went on Amazon and looked, and I was surprised that Levi Strauss still made these things. Everybody's trying to make this fashion, that fashion, and the old stuff they don't like. Hey, these are great jackets. Use them on a ranch, fixing cars, whatever. Wind blowing. Cold at night, I was perfectly fine. My core temperature, it's a nice jacket for a very little bit of money. Speaking of work and ranch, I like these ironclad gloves. These are the third pair that I've got. These particular ones are called Ranch Works. They tried to be cute and put an X instead of KS. I guess somebody else took Ranch Works. So they made, I hate that cutie name stuff myself. I think it's garbage. You just call it Ranch Works. Don't put an X on it. Spell it the correct way, people. Come on now. Ironclad makes lots of stuff, but I like the gloves best. You can see they got the rubber, so if you bash your hand, it won't get hurt. They're nice and leather, so you can do some serious work with them. And you can see, they got the special finger grip, so tools don't slip when you're working on them. And the leather's thick enough that when we have bonfires out in the country, I just grab the logs, throw them in. They get kind of hot, but they're good enough that they don't burn your fingers. And they're a good middle-of-the-road glove. They're thin enough that you can work on them, but thick enough that they still insulate your hands. Pretty good gloves. They're pretty good all-around Ranch Works. I guess I figure you need an all-round glove if you're going to be a ranch hand, right? Well, I'm not a ranch hand, I'm a mechanic. But it gets cold out here, and I don't want my fingers coming apart. They do have a lot of protection, especially if you use air tools. All this rubber, it's here. It's an advertisement ironclad, but on the other hand, it's insulation. It's rubber, so you don't get your knuckle busters. You grab a tool and it slips, you're gonna hit this rubber stuff instead of ripping your knuckles apart. They're good gloves. Like I say, this is about the third pair that I bought. Let's face it, gloves all wear out. It's a consumable commodity, especially if you're working on cars. You're gonna get oil and grease and rips that eventually they'll break and you gotta buy another pair. But for the price, they're not all that expensive. They're good gloves, they look nice, and they're pretty good at packing snowballs. When I went to New Hampshire, they were great for making snowballs and throwing them. My hands didn't get cold. You can see they held up quite well. Put a little mink oil on them every once in a while. I find that always works with gloves. A little bit of mink oil. Mink oil is a great thing for leather. The last fashion accessory that I'm gonna talk about today, and that's this really nice headlamp with a strap that fits on your head. Various colors being LEDs, but the main thing I like is it fits on your head, it doesn't fall off. And this is totally adjustable with a really nice wing nut on the side. So you can set it to look at whatever you want to look at, just like you're one of those doctors at an operating table, right? So when you're working on cars, you got your hands completely free and you can see everything. It's called the PowerTrack Explorer. There it is. Like I say, you know, it does all kinds of different colors and lights. You can mess around with these things till your head freezes up. There's all kinds of different things that it does. The flashing, warning, everything you'd ever want in a light. It has a less bright light, so if you don't want it too bright, you can wear it then. Maybe you're sneaking around at night. You don't want people seeing you that well. And if you really want to sneak around, it's got a night light on it too. You're a hunter or something like that. I don't use it when I'm fixing cars, but I mean, hey, who knows what I'm gonna be up to at night. Now, I like the fact that it's solid metal. This isn't plastic crap. It's solid metal, knurled metal. This thing is well made. The only thing that I got against it is something that I have against almost all of these custom manufacturers. As you can see, it's got one of these magnetic chargers. You stick the charger on the side of the thing to charge up the lithium battery inside. But let's face the facts. Stop getting so cutesy. I already lost the stupid thing that charges it up. Make them all the same. Make them a C charger or whatever. A regular charger, just like our cell phones that you plug in, that we all know we're going to lose the stupid thing. No, I mean, it's not a deal breaker. You can see you can unscrew the side and then you can take the battery out. And it's a rechargeable lithium ion, so you can put it in your regular charger and charge it up. But, I mean, I would rather just have it that it's got a regular old plug like our phones. Plug it in. Come on, people. Let's start standardizing some of this crap. But I can still charge up my regular charger. It's a regular size battery. It fits in my regular battery charger that I use for other flashlights. So it's not that big of a deal, but it'd be a lot easier if it's just a plug and you plug it in. You have to deal with taking it apart, carrying the charger with you. Just have the same thing that you use for your phone and plug it directly in. It would make a lot more sense. I do have to say, screwing it back in with a battery, even the caps and everything are made out of metal with rubber O-rings. This thing is called Explorer for a reason. Guys use it when they go in caves and stuff. They can go underwater in it. They don't want to get stuck with their light source going out. When you're working on a car, you don't want it going out either. It's a pain in the butt, right? I gotta say, it's a quality thing. So now you've seen my Scotty Christmas fashion show to show you stuff that actually works. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.